What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my kitchen. Do today for you a grocery haul. This will be my very first grocery haul. I'm excited because I know that eating healthy can be expensive, and I know that's a lot of people's excuse for not eating well. So I wanted to share with you the different things that I got and share with you a couple tips that I use when I go grocery shopping. The first thing is make a list. I always make a list because if I don't, then I'm just gonna end up wandering around the store and going through each aisle trying to figure out what I need and forgetting things, and then I end up with a ton more stuff than I even meant to get in the first place, and most likely there's gonna be a junk food in the cart at that point. Also, when you make your list, make sure you add things to the list that you will actually eat. People tend to, when they're going on their diet or beginning their lifestyle journey, they have a tendency to just put stuff on the list that they don't really like to eat, and then they don't enjoy the entire process, and then all this food either goes bad or they just end up eating it and are miserable the entire time. So don't do that to yourself. Figure out the foods that you like to eat, different proteins, turkey, chicken, ground beef, fish, whatever it is that you like, put that on the list. And you really only need to do 1 week at a time. Unless you're like me and like to go to Sam's to shop, then get it in bulk. Stuff that you can throw in the freezer, make it easy on yourself. Get your proteins, get your carbs like rice and sweet potato, quinoa, and whatever else that you enjoy eating, and different fats. I use a lot of coconut oil, a lot of different options for you, different snacks and those kind of things. So make a list. Step 2, do not go to the grocery store hungry. That will be torture for you. Going to the grocery store hungry is a recipe for disaster. No pun intended. If you go hungry, everything junk food is gonna pop out at you. You are gonna be looking at everything that you should not be looking at. Every time I do that to myself, I have a lot more self-control now than I used to, but I always end up with something, and most likely birthday cake Oreos or something like that, or ice cream. Like, don't do that to yourself. Just don't do that to yourself. Eat a little something, even if it's just a couple eggs, a protein bar, whatever. Just fill your belly just a little bit and drink a lot of water before you go. And 3 is shop smart. When you're at the grocery store, if price is a concern for you like it is for most people, and then, make sure that you are wise in your shopping. You don't always have to do brand names. Manager specials are another option. That is a really great way to save a lot of money. If you go to like around in the Midwest, it's Kroger, or even Walmart, they have manager specials. It just needs to be frozen by a certain date, which is why it's on manager special. If you see a bunch of things on manager special, grab a bunch of those. You'll have your protein for a couple weeks, few weeks, maybe even a month. I personally love shopping at Sam's Club. People used to make fun of me all the time because I would always have an overabundance of vegetables and meat, but I'm a big fan of it. You save so much money. Even with vegetables, you might have a ton of food, but you literally pay way less for that ton of food than you do for that one little whatever it is that you're buying. For example, asparagus. Asparagus is so expensive, it's ridiculous. And at the regular store, you'll pay like $2 for maybe a third of this bag. But at Sam's Club, I got this whole bag for like $4.44. You can't beat that. So today when I went to the grocery store, I didn't get any meat because I have meat already, because I went to Sam's Club and I stocked up on it. So I don't really like fish, but I'll eat fish. So I went to Sam's and I got this bag of cod. And they come individually packaged, which is really nice. You can throw them in the freezer and just grab them as you need them. I'm getting back in the habit of doing a meal prep, so I'm gonna start doing that. So I eat fish a couple times a week. now because it's good for you. Typically for me, it is about taste, so I try to make it taste good, but I cook the heck out of it because I don't like the texture of fish necessarily. If it's cooked well enough, then it tastes like more like chicken. Well, that doesn't make sense, but it works. And also, when I go to Sam's, I always buy frozen chicken. I like to get the Tyson frozen chicken that's already got most of the fat skimmed off. And this big bag, it's like, how many pounds? It's 6 pounds of chicken. And I think it was like $13 and some odd change. But it's so worth the money. The chicken breasts are huge. You can get there's probably about 8 ounces per chicken breast. So you can get 2 meals out of it usually. Worth the money. Instead of going to Kroger and getting these like itty bitty little chicken breasts for like $7-8 a bag, you end up getting way more for your money if you just go to Sam's and stock up. Another thing that I eat a ton of, and I mean a ton of, eggs. These eggs I got at Sam's Club, which is just an 18 count, so it's not like an over excessive amount of eggs, but I got 2 of these. They were $1.74 each. So cheap. Sam's is the best. So I got 2 of these. I usually get liquid egg whites also, but I still have a little bit left. At Sam's Club you get, I think there's like 8 of these in one container, and it's like $9, which really isn't that bad. These are so helpful. For vegetables, I usually go to the frozen section for my vegetables. I eat a ton of spinach and a ton of cauliflower. I'm a big fan of mashed cauliflower because to me it tastes just like mashed potatoes. If you blend them really well, put the right seasonings in it, then it's really delicious and you can eat a lot of it. I got some frozen kale and I got some chopped spinach. I eat a ton of spinach. So I eat lots and lots of vegetables. This time I did get the asparagus. I love asparagus. I just don't get it very often because it is so expensive and I'm kind of frugal, but they had it so inexpensive and I kind of wanted something a little bit different this time. Sometimes you gotta switch it up. You can't always eat the same thing every single time, so that's what I did. And I also went to Meijer and I got some green onions. And these were, I think they were like 89 cents each, so I just got 2. Then I got some of this Greek yogurt, Fayez, whatever it's called. This was on sale for like $3 at Meijer. So I got this, which I got this. I don't really like the taste of Greek yogurt actually, but there is a way to make it so that it's a little bit tastier. If you put a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of Truvia, which is like stevia, then it tastes a lot better than it does plain. Then I got 2 of these because blueberries to me are like candy. They're so good and they're so sweet. So I always eat a lot of blueberries, so I got 2 of these. There's some carbs, Thomas's light English muffins. They're multigrain. These I got at Sam's Club because normally if you go to like Walmart is probably the cheapest, I will give them that. But you pay like $2.69 or something like that for 6 of them. I paid $2.58 for 8 of these. You know, throw them in the freezer if you don't want to use all of them and just pop them out as you use them. Cheaper than going to Walmart and buying the 6 count. You can have an 8 count for less money. Like, who wouldn't do that? That's silly. Now for rice. I love rice. I usually eat brown rice and I prefer basmati rice. If you get like regular long grain rice or white rice or, you know, whatever kind of rice, it's cheaper. Depending on the kind of rice determines the cost. Basmati rice is a little bit more expensive, but I just like the flavor of it a lot better, so I'll spend the money on it. This was like $5, I think it was like $5 for this bag, and it's like 2 pounds. Sweet potatoes, gotta love the sweet potatoes. I got 2 sweet potatoes. And I got this bread. It's Sara Lee 45 calorie bread. I don't always do the 45 calorie bread thing. I like to have regular bread a lot, but I kind of am trying to cut back in certain areas. You kind of have to pick and choose what's the most important to you. And for me, I can eat the 45 calorie bread. It tastes the same to me, so why not? Then I got these Kodiak cakes. These I have never tried before. I actually saw these on a different girl's YouTube channel, and she talks these up a lot. So I'm excited to give these a try. And actually, I'm gonna mix it with protein powder and a little bit of this just to kind of moisten it up. She said that they get a little bit dry mixing protein in it, so if I mix a little bit of the Greek yogurt in it, it should give that moisture that it needs. For those, I got this Walden Farms pancake syrup. This is a little bit pricier. This is like $3.69 or something like that, but it's 0 calorie. How? I do not know, but I've had it before and I liked it. You kind of have to get used to the flavor if you're not used to eating this type of food, but it's good. It works. It does the trick, and like I said, I'm trying to cut back in certain areas, and this is something that I'm willing to sacrifice. I eat a lot of oatmeal for breakfast on the way to work, so I did get the fruit and cream variety pack of Quaker Oats instant, and this is something that is just so much easier for me driving back and forth to work. And I like the way it tastes, and I am used to eating plain oatmeal with just a little bit of Truvia, but it's not something that I really want to sacrifice right now, so I'm not going to. I know how to incorporate it into my diet without, you know, it being really a big deal. Before my workouts, I always eat something, a carb typically, because I need that energy. So I got these crunchy granola bars, oats and honey. I was gonna get the name brand, but it was like $2 more expensive, and I was not trying to pay $2 more for probably exactly the same thing. So all of the nutrition information was the same. These were actually a little bit better. So I got these for before my workouts. I usually eat 1 bar before I go to the gym. And for snacks, I was really excited because I absolutely love these little mini rice cakes. Oh my gosh, they're so good. So I got 3 of the cheddar cheese ones and 3 of the chocolate ones. They were $1 each. It was 10 for 10. You can't beat that. Like, these are cheaper than a little bag of potato chips at the vending machine. If you have a sweet tooth or need something that's kind of, you know, chippy, these are a really, really awesome option. And I did at Sam's Club get this brownie brittle. I love brownie brittle. They taste exactly like brownies, but they're really, really thin and crispy, so you get that brownie flavor without, you know, the excessive calories. Now, you do have to measure these out and put them in individual bags, otherwise you're gonna end up eating the whole thing. So that's one negative to this. I like to get prepackaged things typically because then it stops me from overeating, but this time I'm just gonna have to be more disciplined and use the 10 million Ziploc bags I have in my pantry because I bought them at Sam's Club. At Sam's Club, also for snacks, I bought these Brookside delicious chocolate covered acai and blueberry and pomegranate treats. I love these things, and I always want to go and get like the giant bag, but I know that if I do, I'm going to end up eating tons of them. So I did get the prepackaged ones because I didn't want to give myself an opportunity to overindulge. So if I eat 1 bag, it'll be just enough, and I won't go get more because these are way too expensive to just be eating 1 bag after another, because I'm too cheap to keep buying these over and over again. I need to control myself. Yesterday I went to Trader Joe's and I got these soft and juicy mangoes, dried mango. You have to be careful with how much you consume of these, but this is, I think these were like $3 and there's not that much in here, so this is like a little treat, but it's something that kind of helps me when I have a sweet tooth, and they're really good. I'm not a big mango fan, but for some reason these dried mangoes, they have, I think, a little bit of sugar on them, and I really like them, so I eat that. And I also got a couple of these Think Thin bars. So that concludes my haul. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that I was a little bit helpful, at least, in giving you a little bit of direction in terms of what to get. But this is the end of the haul. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.